Φίλες και φίλοι, σας χαιρετούμε. Έχουμε δίπλα μας τον Γέσπερ Γιάνσον, όπως έχει προαναγγελθεί από την επίσημη ΟΜΟΝΟΙΑ. Φιλοδοξούμε να κάνουμε μια συζήτηση μαζί του, η οποία θα είναι χρήσιμη ως προς την ενημέρωση για τα θέματα που αφορούν αυτή την περίοδο στην ομάδα μας, και είναι μια συνέντευξη η οποία εντάσσεται στο πλαίσιο των εξαγγελιών της επίσημης ΟΜΟΝΟΙΑς που αφορούν στο επικοινωνιακό κομμάτι. Δεν είναι η πρώτη φορά που βγαίνει ο Γέσπερ Γιάνσον να μιλήσει, να απευθυνθεί προς τον κόσμο και να τον ενημερώσει. Έχουμε ετοιμάσει κάποιες ερωτήσεις που νομίζω ότι έχουν ενδιαφέρον και περιμένουμε και εμείς με ενδιαφέρον τις απαντήσεις του.
Η αλήθεια είναι ότι, ξέρεις, πάντοτε όταν πλησιάζει και η μεταγραφική περίοδος, το ενδιαφέρον του κόσμου είναι ακόμα μεγαλύτερο, όμως δεν θα περιοριστούμε μόνο σε αυτά. Θα κάνουμε μια κουβέντα έτσι γενικά και για το πώς πάει το πλάνο και πώς βλέπει και ο ίδιος την εξέλιξη σε αυτούς τους πρώτους 6 μήνες παρουσίας του εδώ, αλλά θα έχουμε μια ενδιαφέρουσα συζήτηση, πιστεύω, και οι ερωτήσεις είναι αυτές που θα ήθελε να ρωτήσει και ο κόσμος. Ναι.
Λοιπόν, hi Mr. Jesper.
Hi.
Thanks for the interview. Happy New Year.
The same to you.
It's great having you here, speaking again, to inform the people about the issues that are in great interest this period, with the transfer window open, with the fixtures running.
Yeah. What should I say? I have noticed that in my short period. That's a very big interest of all people, but I focus on our team and our performance. So, yeah.
So, are you satisfied so far?
What should I say? We have been winning some matches without. I think we have a higher level in us, but on another hand, we are still in the top. We know that we can perform better, but that's also a great strength that you know that you win matches, you compete in the top, and then I believe that the whole club and the players and the coaches have a feeling that we can do more. Yeah, that's a good feeling.
So, what's the reasons why at this point we haven't done more? What do you think?
You have opponents on the pitch, so that's one reason. And it's always like that. So it's always opponents who make it difficult for us. But I think I shouldn't say done more. I think it's a competitive league. Actually, you see, it's not that you go out and win matches without 100% performance. But I think we have scored most goals in the league, and we are in the top. And of course, it was a hard defeat against Apoel in the derby, but winning that match, we have been in top of the league. And now yesterday we catched up with 2 points again. So I think actually we are where we should be, and then we want more. Yeah.
How did you feel after that game against Apoel?
No, but it was, what shall I say, derby is a derby, but to be honest, a derby shouldn't look like that, because we actually play them into their hands in the first half especially. So that, of course, a very disappointed match. Not only the result, I think the performance was where it was, but that's could happen. I played many derbies. I've been involved in many derbies before. Sometimes that's a match you almost break out from the league. But of course, it was a disappointment. But yeah, the league is running. It's a lot of matches to go. Yeah.
Do you think it was more psychological? We didn't see like a hunger, we didn't see determination, passion from the team. I mean, some people said, you know, it's a matter of, I don't think tactically the opponents took a sleeve, an ace out the sleeve, or it was something, you know, out of the ordinary. It boiled down to the determination and the hunger, and that was what disappointed the fans the most.
That question we can erase immediately, because it's no player wherever you are in the world who doesn't go out in a derby with the hunger and the will to compete fully for the team and for the club. That doesn't exist. And then, but in the sense of coming in right to the game, building a confidence, I many times I also felt in that match it could be exactly the opposite. The opposite, that you want too much. Okay. So you are not relaxed in the situation. You have not the confidence to play out of situations. So actually, I believe, and I had the feeling also especially in the first half, that it was the opposite. You wanted too much. You were not relaxed in the way of playing. So they ate us up a little in the first half.
Okay. It was positive that we saw the immediate reaction of the team yesterday. We managed to perform well.
Yeah, I think we started actually the game yesterday also a little stressed, I must say, and tensed and insecure. But after the goal, so it was. Then you saw the players, the shoulders went down, and then you can play out. So that's what I mean. It's a lot of emotions, and you work with people, and football players is also people. So it's a lot of things happening in the minds. But it's always good to especially after derby, get back up on the horse again and start getting points.
Bounce back, yeah. Mm-hmm. And the next game is against Aris on Sunday. A team with a lot of quality, a team that's done quite well in Europe as well. What should we expect? How different is going to be to the game we played yesterday?
Yeah, but now for me, learning to know Aris is quite obvious how they play, actually. Mm-hmm. It's very intense, and it's a demanding game they play, and I think the way they play, I think, yeah, it's not easy playing in two competitions with that way of playing, but I believe that we should be prepared. I don't think they will come with any surprises about how they play, because it's quite clear. So yeah, interesting match. So
will we have any
how
surprises?
they goes. They are playing as we speak. Yeah. So
yeah,
I think we cannot make any surprises. There are some important absences in this game.
Important
absences. It's Zoho, it's Semedo, probably Alium.
Yeah, you mean that? Yeah, but opposite Aris have players away on African Cup also. So yeah, that's happened, and that's why we sit with a squad. Wide squad, and I think we saw yesterday it came in players, and all the time, yeah, you don't know before they play, and that's why we sit with a big squad and competition in the squad. So that doesn't worry me, you know.
Okay.
I'd like to ask, before we move into the more interesting things for the fans, as a sporting director, your duties and responsibilities are not just limited to the team's performance, obviously, but the structure and organization of the club. Is the process going as planned? What can you say about that generally? I mean, we spoke about the team's performance, but generally as a structure and as an organization, are you satisfied with the way things are moving forward?
Yeah, but it takes time for me as a sporting director to learn to know the organization, to learn to know the club, and that's been perhaps my biggest challenge, because for me it's also a new country, it's a new league, it's a new club, it's a different culture and mentality. And that demands some things according to how I think, and leadership, definitely. So I'm learning, but yeah, That's interesting. In general, I think as a club we have good people. We have it's a big heart for the club, and then I think it's more us on the pitch to do things together, have a common goal, mission, and understand each other. Yeah.
So we're almost halfway through the league campaign. What factors you think that will decide the final position of the teams, the final standing?
I still, what I said almost from the beginning, I think we need to be confident and, as a club, and believe in the club, believe in the people working there, believe in the players, and believe in
the process.
The process. Get some confidence into the club in general, I think.
How do you achieve that?
Yeah, I try every day. I try every day. It's because I try to explain that, like I say, we are in the top. We believe that we can perform better, but we still are in the top. We have scored the most goals in the league. We are okay. Upwell Derby was probably the match we felt that really disappointed us, but we compete all the time, and I think it's still more to go on. So and it's a good structured club. I think we should have great hopes for OMONOIA.
Very good. So the transfer period is always the most interesting for the fans, as you said earlier, that you're getting to know. This is a hobby for the Cypriot fans, if I may add. A transfer was already announced, that of the goalkeeper, because of the being unlucky and because obviously France is on international duty. But what would we expect in the weeks to come and until the window closes?
First of all, that's also been a learning process for me. First of all, you have some regulations here on Cyprus, so that players need to go out to come in, and then it's maximized to 4 players in the squad. That's for once, and then I always said that you need to train and play together to get better. We have players coming back from injuries. We have players coming into the team. I think you have seen clear progress of the new players, and it takes time. And I think also you see development of a lot of players in the squad. So the expectations, you can. It should be a little speculations, but it's not that we are feeling that we desperate are in need of changing, because it's different about that. It's not that we have any serious injuries or that we feel that we are lack in a certain position or like that. As I said, we have scored most goals. We have let in 19 goals. It's a little bit more than we should have. We know we have more to go on some players. We have players, new arrivals who will develop more. Coming back from yesterday, Amo came in for the first time, for example. We expect Rakovic back here soon and to start moving. Yeah, it's.
When is this going to happen with Rakovic?
He's coming here in the closest weeks, and then we see. It's also progress coming back from a serious injury, but in another hand, we need to make an evaluation if we should be on the squad list or not. But hopefully he's that far gone, so we can expect him in the end of the season. So we can't close any doors there.
We've read some rumors about a striker, a forward, former player of Hammarby recently.
Yeah, but rumors is all the time.
Yeah.
Steve Travelli, you meant. I heard. I don't read anything, so that's quite good. But then I can say he's a very good player. I had him in Hammarby, but he's not coming to OMONIA.
Okay.
You have said that you are convinced both with the quantity and the quality of our squad, and you believe that we can expect more from players either who haven't played so much or players that we have signed, and we should expect more in the months to come. But the closer we get towards the end of the season, obviously now we've got players on international duty. We've got some injuries such as Matthews, Alium now, which we're still waiting to see how long he's going to be out for. Those are things that worry the fans mostly, from what I gather, because I don't see you worried in that sense. You have the trust in
I'm not in television all the time. You don't see me when I'm out from the TV studio. But no, but this has happened. That's why you have a wide squad. Then it's like that. Sometimes we actually are too many on it. We have if you look that in the, and then I don't count on any of the youngsters, but we have trainings where we have to have players outside of the training, and in the end also you have you need to, as a player, I'm an old player, you need to know the psychology of it also. The players who are in the squad, they need to feel that they compete, that they contribute to the team and everything. And with this saying, and I'm going to say it in the camera, I haven't said that it doesn't come any player, but it's a lot of factors that you need to think about. And also it's not easy. I can guarantee you, so Frodis has not a good easy gift to choose the starting 11 each game. So it creates, this is how you build teams. In the end, you need to have it's a group who achieve to win championships. It's not so you need to keep that in mind and the balance of that. And then of course in the end you have an economic side of it also. So talking about injuries on players, now Alium got injured yesterday, we see the result of that. Mm-hmm. But it's not possible to have 3 players in each position at the same level.
That's
but on the other hand, we think little of the balance to have the possibility to have different playing types in certain positions, in different matches, in different moments of the matches, different qualities. But I think we have a quite good balance on that also.
Excuse me, Christos, last time you mentioned that it would take 3 to 4 transfer windows to further implement your philosophy in the club. This will be the second one, and I want to believe that in your attempt to further implement your philosophy, there are talks with some players, or am I getting this wrong?
Yeah, as I said, of course, we are working with this process every day. You couldn't imagine how a phone looks like for a sport director and a head scout. It's on daily basis, and we have our scouting team, and we follow that all the time. 3 to 4 transfer window in the optimal world. I believe that you don't have it, but what I mean with that is you have average of contracts. It's probably an average of 3-year contract, yeah. And then you have some players running out of contract. Then you have not so much on Cyprus, but where I've been, you have a normal relation with you sell players, and then you can rotate the team. You can't just fill it in. So this is what I say. Why I say it's like 3-4 transfer windows, but it doesn't mean that you never finish your work in football. You never come to the end and say now you have the perfect squad or the perfect team. It's continuous, and it's no excuse. We're working all the time that yeah, in those areas.
So you're not saying we are making some transfers. You're not saying we are not making transfers.
No, exactly.
Exactly.
That is
as simple as that.
I need to give the supporters something to speculate about.
Okay.
No, no.
I remember
Not to be funny, but it's a continuous work. Yeah. Of course, the thing is that also it's probably going to happen something. It's players not played so much, perhaps moving. It's outgoing contracts and so on. We have no outgoing contracts just now, but it could be players who move or what you are into injuries. Yeah, like now with the keepers.
Yeah.
Who should expect that we should have at the same moment 3 keepers out? Probably, like I say, the keeper squad we had. For me, when I came in, I said, wow, that's way too experienced and way too qualified for a club like on Cyprus. And all of a sudden something happened and three keepers were out. You never know. Yeah. But you need to be prepared on that also, so you don't close any doors, and then you have the regulations, and you have all of a sudden you have a player coming in makes it really good. Yeah.
I remember having this conversation a few months ago, and you told us that it's not urgent for the team to, you know, to add players in the roster as it is right now.
It's little like this. If you learn little about sports psychology, or how you build a group, or every time you bring a person, a player in to a squad, or you bring one player out, then you change the balance of the squad also. It's because this is also psychology things that you need to think about. Sometimes it gives energy, and we want to have energy into the squad in the moment when we go into the final stage of and that you can get in different ways. But this is what I find is the most interesting about football, and I think it's not always the best 11 football players who wins. It's the best team who wins titles, and that's with the balance of the squad. I've been so long that I know that for sure.
In a transfer window, we keep thinking that it's just us signing the players, but is there any interest for any of our players so far? I mean, it's even part of the project of selling some of our talents, but I don't limit it to just our talents. Is there any interest for any of our players so far?
I hope so, because they are worth it, actually. But this is a little different for me. I'm a little surprised that it's not the selling league. I think that I don't think that the awareness of the level of Cyprus league is that good in Europe. So I'm a little surprised that it's not big interest at the moment. But at the same time, we are early in the transfer window. And it's also the winter transfer window, which has not happened that much. But in my opinion, we have players with high level. We have young players. If I compare with the clubs I've been in Scandinavia, where those players should have tremendously more interest around them than here. So I think it comes little. We need to be better to promoting the league and Cypriotic football.
Kusu and Nicolas recently renewed their contracts. What would be the approach with the contracts expiring at the end of the season?
No, but this is
8 players without Alium and the
new keeper we signed.
But that's a continuously work to plan, not for for just the next match is to see what contract goes out, see the balance of the team, and goes into economics and everything, and what's happen in the transfer window.
Mm-hmm.
But and what's coming up from the academy and everything. But with Nicolas and Kosulos, it was easy because they go good into the strategy. They are Cypriotic players. They are in positions which is important, and they are also developing. So that goes all the way, and some we follow, and then, but that's probably start immediately after the transfer window close. That you look more into the squad that we have. Yeah.
Okay.
You said that every Cypriot player interests us. Should we expect something either this transfer window or in the summer? Are there players being scouted from the Cypriot League as well?
Yeah, we of course we do that, but at the moment, and I always like that, I think we have the best Cypriotic players.
Yeah. Additionally, we have seen this past year, the past few months, African youngsters coming for trials in our teams. Is this something that we will expect more on a regular basis? What's the plan behind that? Is it to strengthen and add them to our existing academy and let them implement the philosophy of the club? What's the plan behind this?
The plan is, as always, it's to attract talents, to also build a value, but in the end is to contribute on the pitch. Well, we know it's a market with a lot of talents. I say the hard part is not to find them, and the hard part is to develop them as with everybody. But I think, as I said it the last time also, it's not Cyprus, not where I've been either, Sweden, Denmark, Norway. But we don't buy players from Premier League.
Yeah.
We need to know, so we need to find ways, and if that's Africa or if it's Brazil, wherever. But I think in general, in a league where we are, we need to have the thought of that we need to develop players. That's general. You need to develop players and the team, because, yeah, like I say, otherwise I should be a sport director in Real Madrid, and even they develop players. So that's the common way of football. So, yeah.
Do you consider Alium and Amo as two exceptional cases?
No, absolutely not. I believe now I know them because I brought them to Hammarby. So they already done. Some of the work was already done. Yeah, but I know also that we put a lot of effort on that to develop players there, and. But I definitely not exceptional. But I think it demands scouting, but it demands also attitude that you want to develop, and not only Africans. I said it, I think, so many times. It's not just changing players. If you change the club, even in Cyprus, it could be that they play differently, different demands. It takes time to come into a team.
I want to ask about Amo. How did you saw his debut?
Yeah, I think it was good that he got a lot of support and love from the supporters. I know I got a text from him late yesterday. He was very, very happy and very, very thankful for that. So it has been a long struggle for him to get back, and then I'm mostly satisfied when you see that the other players trust him. They give him the ball, but then he has been out for a very long time. But it's more to come then. Yeah.
What should we expect from him? What different attributes he will bring to the game of OMONIA?
Well, just say he's exceptional talent. He has a balance. He have a touch on the ball. He's a good football player, but we have many good football players. We can look internally also. As if I just don't talk about the new one. I look at Luisos now. The last matches. It's like this. You can't expect young players or any players to perform on the same level. I think that Luisos is also back on track, and yeah. So let's talk about the players we have.
Okay. Are there from our academies any new talents that eventually are going to come? Because we've seen this, we're hearing about the project of our academies, but to be fair, in the last 2 years, other than the youngsters that have been playing, Loizos, Hambos, Andronikos, Marinos who left,
we saw some youngsters.
We saw some
on the
youngsters
bench
on the bench.
Like
other in the academy, the players who are going to replace them, or they're ready to start training and playing and offering to emerge and get their opportunity in the first team.
As I said before, this is a little contradictional. We shout about new players and coming in new players. At the same time, you want to bring up players. We are, like I said before, we are a little too wide squad at the moment to be really good to develop players and give them the chance, because it's a competition. Yeah? So I think we need to find ways in OMONIA that we can let the players develop in their find a road to the. It's not easy to go from the under 19 straight into first team, who at the same time should compete for championships. So this is probably the most difficult task in football. It's to how to get the talented players to take the next step into a first team, and then you need to think about the size of the squad, the balance of the squad, but also to take the last step. They need matches. They need good matches. They need to have confidence, and that is something we work on internally in the club. How we should manage that, with loan, with cooperation, to be even better on individual training. I think we need to raise the training culture to prepare them to, and then they should be good. They shouldn't play because they are young. They should be playing because they are good enough to win matches for OMONIA.
Okay, before we close this interview, I would like to ask your impressions in your first 6 months in the team in Cyprus, your relationship and cooperation with the management people, the coach.
Yeah, but I think it's good. As I was into from the beginning, it's football. You need to learn to know each other. You need to learn how you work. For me, has been very. I come from a culture with its like the matches is a little bit more structured. Here I feel that it's high tempo. It's a lot of duels. But I learn also in the process of building the team. I learn a lot too. But I think we have a great organization, and I think the idea is good. But then it's more knowing the different cultures and history to be able to work even better together. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, what are your ambitions at the end of the day for OMONIA?
My ambitions with it's to win championship, but I think it's also I think I said it the last time. It's also to build a sustainable club. You want to win over time. That's my biggest task. Is like, yeah, you want to win now, but you also want to win next year. You want to build, raise the level all the time, and that's why you can't panic either for a certain result. If you lose the derby, you can't because you know one season is long. You need to believe, and then you need to build it. 1 year you win, but next year you should actually win again, and then you should play Europe, and then you should build it step by step. And I think we have the possibility to do that. Yeah.
Okay, just a final statement. What would you like to say to the fans of OMONOIA, just to close?
Nah, but support and believe. It's yeah. This is and what I say. It's not that. It's quite easy in football. Actually, everybody in the football club, like OMONOIA, they want the same thing. Is winning on Sunday. It's a quite easy task to point out. It's nobody who wants different.
But it's many different opinions and different approaches.
But it's quite easy if you take it down. You want the same, you want the same. Players want the same, coaches want the same. The board members, everybody wants the same. It's winning matches.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Jens.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jensen.